The four of us have now begun to put those two things together to give people some tools around resilient conversations. So Jeannie and I are going to start talking a little bit about resilience model and unpack that a little bit. And then Jackie's going to talk a little bit about conversations worth having, and then we're going to put it all back together for you. So you're going to start, or you want me to?
I'd be happy. This is my favorite part, is to look at this model.
Can I just interrupt? Can everybody hear Jeannie?
Yes.
I know everybody can hear me.
Yeah, don't ask that question. You can, make sure everybody can. Our model is a big circle. Inside the circle is a Venn diagram of three. Inner circle is hope, despair, and forgiveness. My background is I'm a mathematician. Joan's a poet, so you'll get a little poetry today as well. But I love the notion of representing something that is in a circular fashion with things intersecting. Around the outer edge is the notions of appreciative inquiry. So to go a little further for those of you who haven't used it much, it's all about different kinds of processes. So if you go around this circle, the first thing you go around in the clockwise direction is to the appreciative processes. And those can be things used for teams, for strategic planning, all sorts of very specific ways of doing things. Jackie has co-developed the SOAR model, which was in her bio, which is the strengths, opportunities, aspirations, and results, which for those of you who know in strategic planning, generally, what do people use?
SWOT.
SWOT. Everybody knows what SWOT is. What's the best of SWOT? The strengths, opportunities. If you find those out, then you can build and do something with those by having aspirations, which is the A, and R is the results of what happens when you go into that. So, and then there's the 4Ds and the Is and all sorts of things. So those are processes. The next thing along, of course, is the underpinning principles, and we're not going to go through all of those principles, but it's grounded in solid principles. And then the being AI is being able to live every day looking through the lens of curiosity, which is the inquiry, and seeing what is working, what is it you want more of, what are those people's strengths, what are they bringing to our team, not what buttons are they pushing, but behind that, what is it they do bring? There are differences. So valuing those differences as strengths and opportunities. And then, of course, as leaders, we bring this into the work of leaders, and we define leaders and leadership as all people wanting to make a positive difference in the world, no matter how big or small, informal, formal.
So we were interested in how appreciative inquiry could influence resilience. And as we studied resilience, and this is a long-term practice for Jeannie and I, it was a long arc study for us, we thought about how it is people practice appreciatively in hope, despair, and forgiveness, and those three elements in their leadership lives. And so if you think about these inner circles, we wish we had kind of a big 3D ball to play with. Think about those three inner things as elastics that stretch in your day. Like some days you go home from work and you go, my, that was good. You just had that hopeful day. It's like every one of your sessions was brilliant. Everybody loved you, right? And hope and a hopeful view is at play in your work. And we're going to define these things in a minute. And sometimes despair rises in your life and work uncalled for and unbidden and is your companion for a while. And forgiveness. We said this in our earlier workshop too. Jeannie and I started off working at resilience when thinking about moving from hope to despair, despair to hope, that movement. And as we interviewed leaders, CEOs around the world in education and not-for-profits and corporate environments and leaders and practitioners and anybody who would talk to us basically, we really began to realize that that third circle was powerfully in play in resilience. The will to forgive. And we're going to unpack what these three things mean. But think about those three inner circles as elastics that may be expanding and contracting daily, monthly in your leadership work as you want to build resilience.